Happy New Year and welcome back to Creating Joy. This week I'm going to share the basics of getting started on a Brother PE770 embroidery machine. I'm going to share about my very first embroidery machine. So this is the cartridge, and you can see it has a little piece right here, and right here is a little lever that when you are putting it on and off, you need to squeeze this. Okay? So right here is the hole where this piece will insert, and then it will slide up, and you hook it in and just give it a little tug, and you could hear the click so you know that it's in. So here we have our USB space, and here is the on-off button right here. So when you turn it on, the machine is going to move, so you need to keep your hands away. So it actually says the carriage of the embroidery unit will move. And you click OK. So now it is setting it up and it's ready to go. So this machine comes with several different designs. The first one that you're going to click on has 70 different designs. And you can embroider out any of these on and just practice just to see what they have. Okay, so that was all 70. So we're just going to look at one of them. Okay, so you can see right here has 1/4. What that means is that there are 4 different colors. So right here it says check color. Okay, and so here, this first part, if it's a flower, this would probably be the greenery. And then this one right here would probably be the flowers. Then you're going to push the arrow to go to the right. So the one that was over in this square is now in this square. Okay, so that's number 2. Okay, so now you could get a different color to maybe do a different color of flower. Okay, and then, so that one is over there. And now this is number 3 right here and number 4 right there. Okay, so you could go ahead and just maybe embroider this out on a piece of scratch fabric and just find out, just see what you think it is, you know. This is, it's a fun machine. I really like it. The thing I like the best is actually going online and purchasing embroidery designs and then being able to see exactly what they are and then embroidering them out. So I've used a few of these things, but not much. So if you're done with this, you can just click OK to select, to delete the pattern. We're not going to use it, so OK. So this is taking us back to the main frame. So now we can click on the second one. This one has 66 different designs. And again, you can just scroll through and see what they have. So these ones have really big letters. Like this letter would fill the whole entire frame. Do you see how the E goes from the top to bottom? So if you're looking for a really big embroidery design for letters, this would be it. So that's kind of fun that they have that. Now they also have fonts. So this one has 6 different fonts. You see I keep pushing back on an embroidery hoop right here. And then these are frames or borders. Like you could use this right here so that you could, like maybe you want to do a frame and then you could put a little design or a name in the middle. So this right here is if you want to upload something. So these are designs that I have purchased somewhere else and I made, and then I saved it onto the machine. So now I'm looking at the ones that I've made. So this is an angel that I used, and it's actually a Christmas ornament. It has a little loop at the top, so you can put a little hook on it and hang it up. And then these are little loops, and I would actually put one on one side, and then I would put a last name or a first name on a Christmas on any towel, and then you can actually flip it and put it on the other side of the name. So that was something that I used to do. So those are things that I have uploaded. So if you look carefully, you see it's 512 kilobytes. This kind of dates back of how old this machine is. It doesn't take very many kilobytes. In fact, even your USB stick should only have megabytes, not gigabytes. Because when this machine was invented, gigabytes was not around. So, okay, so this square right here can also show your different threads. Okay, this right here, they have little videos to kind of explain different things. They're very basic things. So we're going to go back to the beginning. When you are all done with your machine and you're ready to pack it up for the night, you want to push this button right here. So I'm going to slide back and you're going to see what that button does. So this is really important because you don't want to ruin your machine. This machine will move your cartridge thing. Let's watch it. It says the carriage of the embroidery unit will move. So you see how it moved it clear to the end? It is now in the right position to put back inside of your storage box. That is how it comes, and that is how we're supposed to store it, is down at the end. Okay? That is what you're supposed to do when you're finished sewing and embroidering, is you're supposed to push this button right here, put it to the end, then you turn off your machine. And then, like I said, you come underneath here and there's a button that you squeeze and then it releases it. Okay? And then you can go ahead and put it back inside of the storage box. So I'm going to pull out my laptop with all of my quilting stickers. I'm going to share with you some of my favorite websites that I go to for embroidery design. The first website I suggest that new people go to is embroiderydesigns.com. The reason why I like this website is because this right here. So you sign up for instant access to thousands of embroidery designs for free. Weekly exclusive discounts, updates on newest designs. So you just enter your email, confirm it. And I've been using this website for years. My next favorite website is designsbyjuju.com. I just love the designs in this. So this one has a lot of projects in the hoop. They have, each month you're going to find they have different sales going on. One of the first things I highly recommend is that when you get your embroidery machine is you purchase this package for your computer. It's called the Embrilliance Thumbnailer. It's $39. It replaces your embroidery file icons with graphical previews in your operating system's file utilities. It's so that you can actually see the picture of each of the items that you're purchasing. So it's a really good buy. It's only $39 and it makes a huge difference. Okay, so I bought that. I'm going to show you my file. Okay, we're going to go into this is my USB I have right here. This is from my downloads of Juju. Okay, and we're just going to look at some of them. So I actually purchased, okay, so we can view, I'm going to do extra large icons. So you can actually see right here. So what these are quilting designs, okay? And it shows you the size 4x4, 5x5, 5x7. So depending on how big you want it, you can make it do a design. So you could get a piece of fabric and then it would embroider a quilting design all over it. You could totally just sandwich it and do 5x7 and just do the top piece of fabric and the batting, and you could do quilt squares. You could even do the bottom together too, and then you could do quilt as you go. So that's something you could do, or you could just turn it into a mug rug. So once I have downloaded that particular design onto my USB, now this is a really important step. On your computer, there is a little place down here, and it has your USB. You need to push it, and it will say eject your disk, okay? If you don't do this, then when you put your stick in your machine, it will not be visible. You've got to eject it, okay? Once it's ejected, then you take it out, okay? So that's a super, super important step. I have a couple that I forgot to do it, and I can no longer read my USB stick. Okay, so the next thing we have is this stuff right here. It's not paper towels. This is stabilizer. So there's several different kinds of stabilizer. This is called tearaway stabilizer. It's a thick one. It's kind of like a paper towel. And yet you're going to, if you were doing just a plain design that maybe on like, what would I use this on? Maybe on a bag. Maybe you're making a bag. You could use this on it, and then you can just tear it off, the excess off afterwards. If you had a baseball cap and you were doing it on that, tearaway is great for those, to just tear it right off. Okay, so that's an example of that. So this one right here is a special, it's really soft, and it's a cutaway stabilizer, but this is one that you want on stretchy fabric like a t-shirt, so that what it's going to do, because it's a thicker one and it's soft, if it's against your skin, then it's going to be soft. Okay, you're going to embroider your design on it, and then you'll just cut around it so that it has a soft stabilizer on it still. So this one right here is also a cutaway stabilizer. This is a thinner one, and this is the one that we'll be using today for our applique of our mug rug. It's a thin one, and it's made for crafts and projects. So this one right here, it looks very similar to the other one, but this one, if you get it wet, it dissolves. So this is like called Wet and Gone, or I lost my paper. When I take the wrapper off, I usually slide it down inside so that I can remember which one is which. If you can't remember, just get it wet on the corner. And hey, if it starts dissolving like that and your finger gets all sticky, you're like, that's the Wet and Gone. That's the one that's going to dissolve when I get it wet. So I use this a lot when I am embroidering towels, so that I can put it on underneath, and then if I want, I can spritz it with water and it'll dissolve, or in your washing machine as it's washing, it'll dissolve. It depends. Like I do it for like names on towels. If you're doing an actual image, then you actually might want to have like a stabilizer on it to keep the image nice and firm. So it depends what you're doing on your towels. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and take our stabilizer over to the table, and I'm going to teach you how to hoop your stabilizer. Here's our hoop, and I want to get the stabilizer. When I buy my stabilizer, I usually buy it either at an embroidery store if I have one nearby, or I will go to Amazon and just search up embroidery stabilizer. So So what I'm searching for is a stabilizer that's going to cover my hoop a couple of inches on both sides. And then I want a couple of inches hanging over both sides. This right here is a good size. Okay, so because I'm doing applique, I'm going to go ahead and completely hoop my stabilizer. Okay, once it's in, you want to make sure that you push it up. See right here it's pushed in, so I want to make sure it's straight all the way around. And then I come here and I'll tighten it with my finger. Then if you look at this screwdriver, the screw, you can see that it has a slit to use a screwdriver. However, in one of my classes, I learned that your quarter is worth $10. So the original screwdriver that comes with this, I have lost twice. And I went to the store and I paid $10 each time. The screwdriver is this size. And when I went to a sewing class one time, they had a quarter at every single person's spot. And it blew me away. I'm like, I could have just used a quarter. So this quarter is worth $10. Okay, so now we're going to take this quarter and we're going to put it in the slot. And we are going to turn this until it doesn't turn anymore. Okay, the reason why we're doing this is because embroidery machines, they go up and down so much and so fast that it can loosen this and your hoop can actually loosen and fall out. Okay, and especially when you're doing applique, you're lifting it up and down so many times that you do not want your hoop to fall out of the bottom. So you've got two pieces, right? Okay, so now we're going to make sure that it's all down, and then we're going to take it, we're going to give it a tug, make sure that there's no bumps inside. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to get our bobbin. So there is actually special embroidery bobbin thread that you can purchase. Amazon has it. Just search up embroidery bobbin thread, and I usually buy a big one that's about this big, and I will wind my bobbins. So go ahead, it's a very, very, very thin thread. Okay, it's almost like, I think it's even finer than fishing line, but it looks like fishing line. Okay, so you remember that you're going to put this in on the left side. The thread is coming down on the left. So you put it down and then you just follow it around and then tear it off. Okay, and then just put the lid back on. So we're going to go ahead and turn on the machine and push OK. So now we're going to take our USB stick where we downloaded our design, stick it in the side of the machine, have it right there. So the next step is we're going to push, this is the USB sign. So now it's retrieving the pattern. Now we know that the design is at the very end after all of the files. So I'm going to go ahead and push to the left. See, there it is, the very last one, because it's the very last one that I uploaded. Okay, so click on it first and then upload it. Okay, so now it is set. So now it is showing me you've got 1 of 19. So there are 19 different steps in this design. Okay, so now it's missing the hoop. So we're going to go ahead, I'm going to show you how to put the hoop on this machine. So this is the front of our hoop. We're going to turn it over and look on the side. So this has little notches right here. So I need to get these little notches to line up with these notches. So we're going to take the presser foot, it's in the back, I'm going to hold it up and then slide this under and then let it go. And then I'm going to hold this back a little so I can see where these notches are. Okay, and then I'm going to put them right over top of it. And then I'm going to press it down with both of my thumbs, and it snapped in with just a little sound. Okay, it should be straight across with that. Push your stabilizer out of the way. So I hope this video has been helpful to you as you are learning on your new Brother PE770. And join me next week and we will learn how to make a mug rug.